Immediately, everyone is alive simultaneously. Countries are the idea of a fence that isn't actually there. So now just imagine all sapiens possible on an island on a surface. Just footprints that are a little bit heavier than when you find them without the body. Imagine everyone's here, just everyone's actually here, dying, but playing different games while waiting. Not negative or positive, just the case. And imagine what, like underneath your feet is the other side of the island, and either it's water after the dirt and the magma all the way to the air, or there's some kind of landmass that stops at some chunk of soil, and on that is either somebody's living room or toilet paper or toothbrush or ceiling fan under your feet, or it's just fish and fucking sky under your feet. The difference is that we are so immediately exact physically that if we stop believing in categories, we'd only have to see each other. When are we not immediately available to each other without our categories? You're white, you're black, you're American, you're Russian, you're this, you're that. Hold on, can we see each other? Can we just stop there? Just like, hey, I see it. Whatever it is, I see it. Differences? Of course. The black part of the eye sees all the colors. Anybody who can grok that'll end racism forever. The black part of the eye sees all the colors. Just look, don't believe me. Go into the mirror, close one fucking eye, and look. The black part of the eye sees all the possible colors, because the minute you block that fucking thing, you don't have any sense of shit. You don't have the ability to go, oh, that's a white person and a black person. You can't. You can't. Dialect is not a status quo. It's a fucking unique phenomena. The black part of the eye sees all the colors. So immediately, visually, you have to get rid of your eyes if you want to understand anything philosophically. I'm not the first person to say this. David Hume said it. And probably the Buddha in his own way, and maybe even. Meanwhile, the dogs and the cats. You want to understand something philosophically? Now blindfold yourself and for a couple days, like just for a chunk of seconds in a row. Differences? Now tell me the differences, except for dialect and temperature and pressure. Imagine there's no such thing as languages, there's only 7.5 billion dialects. Imagine that just for a second. No standard thing that can actually be the measure for the category, the anchor for the idea of the group. Just imagine it. You can always go back to believing there's an anchor, but at least for a second imagine there isn't one. Now what? When does it come to life?